The small progress counts. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Lately I realized something so important in my life. I realized that I am not behind. I know it's so easy to say I am not behind life. I know it's so easy to say life is not moving faster than me. It's very easy to say all those words, but I realized that during the time I was stuck in comparison, I was rushing life, I was mentally stressed. I felt like life was moving faster than me. I was rushing. I want to have money instantly. Like I want to do everything, anything I get to see to make money. I so want to dip myself into it, but still yet at that at that point, yeah, at that point of wanting to do those things, a piece of me remembers that this is not the life I chose for myself. This is not the life I'm supposed to live. Like this is that, this is that. Like so many things. There was too much mental pressure. I was trying so hard, forgetting about peace, forgetting about my source, forgetting to love myself genuinely, forgetting to love myself so much. Part of the Bible that says that love your neighbor as you love yourself. It does not actually mean that you have to. I don't know how to put it, but there's a way you can actually arrange it to actually understand. For example, if I say that I'm a person that I don't like being shouted on, I don't like noise, means that if I'm able to say that I don't want that, I should not do the same thing to another person. That's the meaning of love your neighbor as you love yourself. I never loved myself. I became somebody who speaks all kinds of words. I never before I don't say, "Are you mad?" I don't say I am broke. I don't say stuff like that. But all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I am broke. I worry too much. This, that, and that. Like it was just too much. It was all over my head. You get it? It was all over my head. My head was too heavy, heavier than my body, heavier than my soul itself. Looked like everyone else was stepping into their own version of success, and I was still there trying to figure out where I belonged. So I would lay on bed, scrolling on my phone through Instagram, seeing people get married, seeing people building their businesses, gathering success, traveling, building their platform, achieving goals, just just doing their things, work, moving with life. It got to a point that I got desperate of being a wife. I got desperate of getting married. I got so desperate that I wanted to get married, be in my husband's house, do this, do that. Got to that point that all I wanted at that moment was to be a wife. I was so desperate. That's how bad it was. Very bad. I submitted totally into my relationship. I was still working. I was still working. I was still using my brain. I was still trying to do something, trying to achieve my goals. But I asked myself, am I even happy? How am I being treated? I forgot my worth as a woman. I had no standard, like no standard. I was not even valued by the person I was even dating. Like I was not valued by the person I was dating. There was no worth, there was no value, nothing. There was nothing. Like, it was so dead, very dead. I was not happy. I was like every day. I was always depressed. I was always complaining. I was always nagging because I was not happy. I was not happy. I was in that situation. But deep another part of me, I wanted it. Was still yet a part of me was not happy with it because I was not meant to be there. I was just so desperate to be there. I was so desperate to be there because I was still so stuck in comparison. Because I was like, oh, if I am in a relationship, my man will take care of me. I'm going to get more money to live the life I want, to be able to create the content I want. You're getting, but still yet there was nothing. Even though he was giving me money, there was nothing. I could not use the money to do something valuable. There was nothing. Like it was not working out. It was not working out. As a woman, understand your worth. It's so important. Understand your worth so well. It's very important for we women to understand our worth and to value ourselves so much. I asked myself, do I have enough peace? That peace that God pours upon your spirit, upon your soul. That heavenly peace that you have. Do I have the peace? Was I okay? because every day I sleep with a burdened heart, I wake up with a burdened heart. It was still the same thing. There was no changes. I wake up with a burdened heart, I sleep with a burdened heart, I worry too much, this, that, and that. When am I going to do this? I want to do this tomorrow, I don't have this, I want to. It got to a place that I had to like start asking people for money, and I've never done this before. Like, it was just so bad, very, very bad. That's how desperate I was, very, very desperate. So honestly, it made me feel like I was running out of time. I wanted to do so many things to get money, and I actually forgot about growth. I forgot that I had a story to write. I forgot so many things. I forgot my purpose. I forgot so many things in life. How desperate I was. It felt like there was something that everybody understood that I did not understand. It felt like that, and that was true because I never accepted the reality of my own life. I questioned myself. I'm like, why does it feel like everyone is figuring life out except me? And I know that I am not the only person who felt that way because there is a lot of us who do not actually speak about it, who do not talk, and this has led so many people into committing suicide. This is how bad our comparison and depression can actually lead you to destruction. It has led so many people into committing suicide, going into prostitution, doing so many things, and I do not judge you guys. And it's actually because compare our timeline, our progress, our lives, our relationship, our career, our business to other people's businesses, to other people's life, forgetting that we do not have the same story to write, and forgetting that we are not actually living in the same timeline, that everybody has his or her own word within them. So most time we just scroll, we see a lot of our friends doing better than us, and we start comparing ourselves. We want to do the same thing they are doing. We want to compare our relationship to their relationship. We want to compare our businesses to their businesses. We want to compare a lot of things about them to us. Recently, after the 1 month plus completed, I started seeing things more differently, and it didn't happen overnight because it took me a month plus. And a month plus is just like a second in the eyes of God. You get? It took me a month plus to start reflecting on my own journey, reflecting on the things I've been through, reflecting on my growth, reflecting on my fail, reflecting on how things went for me, how it became okay, and how I stopped, and so many things that if I had continued without comparing myself with other people, I'd have even done better than I was before at that present time. I realized just because someone else is better than me at this moment, it does not mean I failed in life. I think the best thing to accept now is the reality of your life. Because the truth is, a lot of things that happened in my life happen in other people's life. We've been in a very long journey that nobody is aware of. Something here, there's one thing. We are always learning, we are always growing, we are always failing, we are always starting over, we are always trying again and again, no matter how, and all of this really counts. Even the small progress counts. Even the messy progress counts. Even the days where it feels like nothing is working still counts. But I just think that social media makes everything very, very worse. Social media makes our mentality so worse. Social media stops a lot of people from being consistent with what they are doing in their life at that moment. Social media is a scam. Social media is a distraction. All what you see on social media are just the highlight, the best moment, and the finished result. That is all we see on social media. We do not see behind the scenes. We do not see so many things that had happened before the final result. So we are comparing our behind the scene to what we see. We are comparing our behind the scene to somebody else finished result, somebody else highlights, to somebody else's best moment and not the worst moment. So comparing yourself to all these things makes you unable to focus on your own life, to see the greatness and the good and the best moment in your own life. You only see the best moment of other people's life. You see the finished results of other people's life. You're not seeing your own. You become too blind and you start comparing yourself again. What if we've been thinking about it, or what if you are not actually behind? It's just a season of learning, a season of figuring things out, a season of building, and a season of becoming. And things are expected to have figured out by this time at the age of 25, but I haven't yet. Yeah, so I'm still building my finances, I'm still growing my TikTok, I'm still building my business, I'm still trying to make everything okay in my life. I'm still figuring things out, figuring a lot of things out. So what if everything we've thought is just something else, and we are just in a season that we do not even understand what season we are in? So now I've accepted that I have to keep on with my story. My story is still being written, so I have to move with my story instead of pausing and comparing myself with somebody else's life, somebody else's finished results, somebody else's best moment, though, not their worst moment. So if you've been feeling like life is not fair to you, just know that you're not behind, you're growing, you're becoming, you're figuring things out, you're building, your life is developing. So start acting like the woman you want to become. Like, see yourself, vision yourself. Who are you? Who are you becoming? How do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Even though you don't know what's going to happen in the 5 years, what you do today determines 5 years later. What you do today determines who you become in 5 years. You understand? So stand up, get to work, love yourself more. Do not be too nice. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Remember what I said at the beginning of how to love yourself and love others. Yes. Love yourself. Love others the way you love yourself. Don't love others more than you love yourself. You understand? If you don't like somebody shouting at you, don't shout at someone. If you don't like somebody taking your things, or you don't like somebody sneaking around or being cunning around, you too don't do the same. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So I'll see you in my next episode. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.